Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sankirtan ki! There's another harmonium. All the Kirtan kids, please go down to the Shantatitha hall to continue the Kirtan.
Haribo. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paskatya Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivindam Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavane Ki Jai. Tonight we're celebrating a wonderful achievement. That is, this temple is going into high gear in protecting cows. High gear is like first, second, third, fourth. And this is extremely important because cow protection is one of the most important things for the stability and, let's say, opulence in society. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagat Ditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Lord Krishna himself says that we should always protect brahmanas and cows, elderly persons, women, and children. These are 5 categories in society that should be given special protection. And if they're not, then it creates a very inauspicious situation for society, for the government, and for the family. And the cow is given special, let's say, protection because they're helpless. In fact, there are 7 mothers. Atma Mata Guru Patni, Brahmani Rupa Paitnika, Denur Datri Tata Prithvi, Saptaita Matara Smita. There are 7 mothers in Vedic society. The birth mother, the wife of the teacher, the wife of the spiritual master, the wife of the brahmana, the king's wife, the nurse, the earth, and the cow. So, the cow is given special status as one of the 7 mothers of humanity. And therefore, when we realize the importance of the cow, everything changes in our life. So all persons, as part of their education, should be to respect the cow as mata, gomata, and be respectful to brahmanas, be respectful and protective of all women and children, and definitely elderly persons. This is real society, this is real knowledge, this is real education. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, verse number 12, there's a verse that says, immediately go wherever there is good protection for the cows and brahmanas, and wherever the Vedas are studied in terms of the Varnashrama principles. Set fire to those places and cut from the roots the trees there, which are the source of life. So this is a statement by the demon, Hiranyakashipu. You say, why would he say such a thing? Go where there's protection of the cows and brahmanas, where the Vedas are studied in terms, okay, that's a rhetorical question, you don't have to answer it. Where the Vedas are studied in terms of the Varnashrama principles. Set fire to those places and cut from the roots the trees there, which are the source of life. So trees are also very important, and we should never unnecessarily cut down a tree. In the purport, Prabhupada says, the picture of a proper human civilization is indirectly described here. In a perfect human civilization, there must be a class of men fully trained as perfect brahmanas. Similarly, there must be Kshatriyas to rule the country very nicely according to the injunctions of the Shastras. And there must be Vaishyas who can protect the cows. The word Gava indicates that cows should be given protection. Because the Vedic civilization is lost, cows are not protected, but instead indiscriminately killed in slaughterhouses. Such are the acts of demons. Therefore, this is a demoniac civilization. The Varnashrama Dharma mentioned here is essential for human civilization. Unless there is a Brahmana to guide a Kshatriya to rule perfectly, and a perfect Vaishya to produce food and protect the cows, how will people live peacefully? It is impossible. You see, that's why there's so much violence. Past weekend in Chicago alone, 25 people were shot, and eight or nine of them were killed. Right? Does that make sense in a modern civilization where there's so much university education that people are killing each other like in Iraq or Syria or in a war zone. And this is happening in an American city. That's only one American city. You see? So there's an extreme amount of violence in those countries where there's massive slaughter of cows. There's no respect for saintly persons or brahmanas, and no proper instruction of Vedic knowledge. Another point is that trees also should be given protection. During its lifetime, a tree should not be cut for industrial purposes. In Kali Yuga, trees are indiscriminately and unnecessarily cut for industry, in particular for paper mills that manufacture a profuse quantity of paper for the publication of demoniac propaganda, nonsensical literature, huge quantities of newspapers, and many other paper products. Well, good news is the newspapers are going out of business. They're being put out of business by the internet, you know. So that'll eliminate. But the publication of nonsense books is increasing. So every week there's a new book about how Trump will lose the 2018 election, or the Republicans will lose, or this thing or that thing. You see, all nonsense books. This is a sign of a demoniac civilization where there's industrial cutting down of trees, especially to publish newspapers and nonsense books. The cutting of trees is prohibited unless necessary for the service of Lord Vishnu. Yajnarta karmanonyacha lokoyam karma bandhanai. Work done as a sacrifice for Lord Vishnu must be performed. Otherwise, work binds one to this material world. But if the paper mills stop producing paper, one may argue, how can our ISKCON literature be published? The answer is that the paper mills should manufacture paper only for the publication of ISKCON literature, because ISKCON literature is published for the service of Lord Vishnu. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This literature clarifies our relationship with Lord Vishnu, and therefore the publication of ISKCON literature is the performance of Jagya. Yajnartat karmanonyacha lokamam karma bandhanai. That all activities should be directed toward pleasing Lord Vishnu. Otherwise, one becomes bound up by the karma band, by the entanglement of karma. Yajna, or sacrifice, must be performed as indicated by the superior authorities. The cutting of trees simply to manufacture paper for the publication of unwanted literature is the greatest sinful act. Oh my God. Who ever thought of that? Actually, the tree huggers would love this statement by Prabhupada. The tree huggers are the environmentalists. They go on, we do japa retreat, they do tree hugging retreat. I'm not kidding you. They take people into forests and they hug a tree to show their love for the tree, because the whole world depends on trees for food, for shelter, for fuel, in so many different ways. Okay, so that is a very important verse, and also in the 7th canto, 7th chapter, text 22. I'm sorry, Prabhupada writes, one second. Now we're going to understand how to actually be spiritually elevated and at the same time opulent. This is a very important explanation by Prabhupada. Everyone's working so hard to make money, but the secret to developing opulence in one's life is dependent on two things. One is cultivating Vedic knowledge, and two is protecting cows. You will become opulent. And I'm going to give you a practical example in a minute. So, here it says, O Lord Brahma, your position within this universe is certainly most auspicious for everyone, especially the cows and brahmanas. Brahminical culture and the protection of cows can be increasingly glorified, and thus all kinds of material happiness, opulence, and good fortune will automatically increase. Notice he said, all kinds of material happiness, material opulence, and good fortune will automatically increase. How is that? By Brahminical culture and protection of cows. But unfortunately, if Hiranyakashipu occupies your seat, everything will be lost. In other words, if the demons, stop laughing and listen, please. Listen carefully. This might be important for your life. You want to have a successful life? So listen carefully. When the demons occupy positions of importance, such as political positions, ruling countries, and so forth, it's like Hiranyakashipu. What did Hiranyakashipu say? Go wherever there's cow protection. Go wherever there's Brahminical culture. And burn it down, destroy it, cut down all the trees which are the sustenance of society. That's demoniac culture. Wait. In this verse, the words Dvija Gavam Paramistyam indicate the most exalted position of the Brahmanas, Brahminical culture, and the cows. In Vedic culture, the welfare of the cows and the welfare of the Brahmanas are essential. Without a proper arrangement for developing Brahminical culture and protecting cows, all the affairs of administration will go to hell. These are Prabhupada's direct words. Being afraid that Hiranyakashipu would occupy the post of Brahma, all the demigods were extremely disturbed. Hiranyakashipu was a well-known demon, and the demigods knew that if demons and Rakshasas were to occupy the supreme post, Brahminical culture and protection of cows would come to an end. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 5:29, the original proprietor of everything is Lord Krishna, Bhuktaram Yagitapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. The Lord, therefore, knows particularly well how to develop the material condition of the living entities within this material world. In every universe, there is one Brahma engaged on behalf of Lord Krishna, as confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam. Tene Brahma Hirda Ya Adhikavaye. The principal creator in each Brahmanda is Lord Brahma, who imparts Vedic knowledge to his disciples and sons. We happen to be in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So this is our lineage. On every planet, the king or supreme controller must be a representative of Brahma. Therefore, if a Rakshasa or demon were situated in Brahma's position, then the entire arrangement of the universe, especially the protection of the Brahminical culture and cows, would be ruined. All the demigods anticipated this danger, and therefore they went to request Lord Brahma to take immediate steps to thwart Hiranyakashipu's plan. His plan is to take the position of Brahma. In the beginning of creation, Lord Brahma was attacked by two demons, Madhu and Kaitaba. But Krishna saved him. Therefore, Krishna is addressed as Madhu Kaitaba Hunter, the killer of Madhu and Kaitaba. Hiranyakashipu was trying to replace Brahma. The material world is so situated that even the position of Lord Brahma, not to speak of ordinary living entities, is sometimes in danger. Nonetheless, until the time of Hiranyakashipu, no one had tried to replace Lord Brahma. Hiranyakashipu, however, was such a great demon that he maintained this ambition. The word Bhutyai means for increasing opulence, and the word shriyase refers to ultimately returning home, back to Godhead. In spiritual advancement, one's material position improves at the same time that the path of liberation becomes clear and one is freed from material bondage. Take note of what Prabhupada just said. He said, in spiritual advancement, one's material position improves at the same time that the path of liberation becomes clear and one is freed from material bondage. If one is situated in an opulent position in spiritual advancement, his opulence never decreases. Therefore, such a spiritual benediction is called bhuti or vibhuti. Krishna confirms this in Bhagavad Gita 10:41. Yad vibhutimat, yad vibhutimat sattvam, mama tejo mrisha sambhavam. If a devotee advances in spiritual consciousness and thus becomes materially opulent also, his position is a special gift from the Lord. I'm going to read that again. Think about this very carefully. If a devotee advances in spiritual consciousness and thus becomes materially opulent also, his position is a special gift from the Lord. Such opulence is never to be considered material. At the present, especially on this planet Earth, the influence of Lord Brahma has decreased considerably, and the representatives of Hiranyakashipu, the Rakshasas, and the demons have taken charge. Therefore, there is no protection of Brahminical culture in cows, which are the basic prerequisites for all kinds of good fortune. This age is very dangerous because society is being managed by demons and Rakshasas. So, when I became serious about farming and cow protection, following Prabhupada's instructions, I did the same thing in France. At that time, when I did the same thing, my business went very well. And then, from the point I started doing that here, my business went very, very well. Right? Not that I did anything particularly other than simply take up seriously following Krishna consciousness, waking up early every day, chanting my rounds, having darshan of the deities early in the morning for Mangalarati, and also taking part in Guru Puja, Tulsi Puja, having prasadam, and working. So you can see that opulence is naturally created by spiritual advancement and protection of cows. Wait. Opulence is naturally created by spiritual advancement and protection of cows. This is not a secret. Prabhupada has mentioned this in many places, but here it's especially being mentioned. 7th canto, chapter 3, verse number 13. 7th chapter, 7th canto, chapter 3, verse number 13. And he says, in spiritual advancement, one's material position improves at the same time that the path to liberation becomes clear and one is freed from material bondage. So, if you're really interested in material happiness, material opulence, and peace, then the way to do that is not by working day and night to make a lot of money. The way to do that is by working seriously to practice Krishna consciousness. Then all the other activities you do will be a success also. But if you just go for the material success and ignore the spiritual life, it becomes chanchal, up and down. And there'll be a lot of, it's a bumpy road. It's only what you deserve by your karma. Right? Now, we're not explaining this so that people think that, this is the way to become rich, so I'll chant Hare Krishna now. No. This is Krishna's plan. In fact, bring me my book bag. Krishna's plan is that in the beginning of time, he sent forth generations of men and gave them, and demigods, and gave them sacrifices to perform, yagyas to perform, by performance of which they can have all the necessities of life and also go back to Godhead at the end of life. That's Krishna's plan. So let's take a look at that. I mean, we all came to the world for sense gratification. Krishna knows that better than we do. Therefore, to help us go back to the spiritual world, he's giving us a way to achieve regulated sense gratification according to Vedic principles, and also material opulence, and also spiritual advancement. So at the end of this life, you'll lose any attachment to material opulence because you use it all in Krishna's service, and you go back to Godhead. That's a good plan, isn't it? God is a kind person. It's not like the God that's explained in the Bible, you know, if you don't surrender to Jesus, you're going to hell. What kind of philosophy is that? Right? Krishna is saying, look, I'm making it easy for you. Just follow simple Vedic principles, and the Vedic principles have been reduced down to 2 times 4. Things you shouldn't do and things you should do. It's very simple. It's not complicated. Give up gambling and philosophical speculation. Give up meat eating, all kinds of meat eating. Give up all types of intoxication. Give up illicit activities outside of marriage. And in marriage, engage in reproductive activity. And then always hear Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam every day. Chant minimum 16 rounds of Harinam, Hare Krishna, Maha Mantra. Eat only prasadam, and come to the temple regularly, at least once a day, if not more. Have darshan, take prasadam, etc., listen to the class, do service. It's very simple, it's not complicated. This is a traditional life in India for millions of years, not thousands of years, millions of years. You know, from Satya Yuga to recently. So, if we just do this, Krishna says, Prabhupada writes, the material creation by the Lord of creatures, Vishnu, is a chance offered to the conditioned souls to come back home, back to Godhead. This is the purpose of material creation. We came here because we rejected God. But we can receive the mercy of Krishna here simply by following these simple principles and go back to Godhead. That's the purpose of material creation, is to give us a chance to rehabilitate ourselves and go back to Godhead. It's no other purpose. It's not coming here to have a party every day of sense gratification. That's not the purpose. All living entities within the material creation are conditioned by material nature because of their forgetfulness of their relationship to Vishnu or Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Vedic principle, okay, Mayapur, Krishna, and Sidhu, let's play 12 feet. Let me see you play 12 feet. Go ahead. Play 12 feet now. That's only 6 feet. We want to play 12 feet. Good. Very good. Okay. So the Vedic principles are to help us understand this eternal relation as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Vedaishta sarvirham eva vedya. The whole purpose of Vedic knowledge is to understand Krishna, and when you understand Krishna, then you engage full-time in devotional service. Without the full-time engagement in devotional service, you have not understood the Vedas. So the Vedic study is useless unless you come to the realization that I'm going to be engaged 24 hours a day in Krishna's service. That's the PhD. That's Bhakti Vedanta, right? What does Bhakti Vedanta mean? That he knows the Vedas and he's engaged in Bhakti, right? Without being fully engaged in Bhakti, you do not have real Vedic knowledge. You might have studied it, you might be able to quote many verses, but you have not achieved the goal. The Lord says that the purpose of the Vedas is to understand Him. In the Vedic hymns, it is said, Patim Vishwasyat Meswaram. Therefore, the Lord of the living entities is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. In the Srimad Bhagavatam also, 2.420, Srila Sukadev Goswami describes the Lord as Pati in so many ways. Striya Patir, Yagyapati, Prajapati, Diyampatir, Lokapatir, Dharapati, Patir Gatis Chandaka Vishni Sattvatam, Prasiddhatam Me Bhagavan Satam Pati. The Prajapati is Lord Vishnu. He is the Lord of all living creatures, all worlds, and all beauties, and the protector of everyone. The Lord created this material world to enable the conditioned souls to learn how to perform yagyas, sacrifices, for the satisfaction of Vishnu, so that while in the material world, they can live very comfortably, without anxiety, and after finishing the present material body, they can enter into the kingdom of God. So if anyone ever asks you, what's the purpose of life? This is the explanation right here. Let me read it again. The Lord created this material world to enable the conditioned souls to learn how to perform yagyas, sacrifices. So when you chant Hare Krishna, when you come to the temple, when you bow down, when you have darshan, when you take prasadam, when you read Bhagavad Gita, okay, Krishna P, and what is your name? What? Pranav. Pranav. Okay, let's play 12 feet, Pranav. Okay, that's only 6 feet. That's about 9 feet. Okay, we'll play 9 feet, yeah, okay. To learn how to perform yagyas or sacrifices for the satisfaction of Vishnu, so that while in the material world they can live very comfortably without anxiety, and after finishing the present material body they can enter into the kingdom of God. That is the whole program for the conditioned soul. By performance of yagya, the conditioned souls gradually become Krishna conscious and become godly in all respects. In the age of Kali, the Sankirtan Yagya, the chanting of the names of God, is recommended by the Vedic scriptures, and this transcendental system was introduced by Lord Chaitanya for the deliverance of all men in this age. Sankirtan Yagya and Krishna consciousness go well together. Lord Krishna, in his devotional form as Lord Chaitanya, is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32 as follows, with special reference to the Sankirtan Yagya. Krishna Varnam Chisak Krishna Sangapangastra Parasadam Yajnai Sankirtana Parer Yajante Hi Sumedasaha. In this age of Kali, people who are endowed with sufficient intelligence will worship the Lord, who is accompanied by his associates, by performance of Sankirtana Yagya. Other yagyas prescribed in the Vedic literature are not easy to perform in this age of Kali, but the Sankirtana Yagya is very easy and sublime for all purposes, as recommended in Bhagavad Gita also 9.14. Satatam Kirtayantamam Satatam Kirtayantamam Yajanta, anyway. Huh? Yatantas cha dhritarvata namasyantas chamam bhakta nitya yukta upasate. So, how do you recognize if someone is a devotee? They're always chanting Hare Krishna, engaged in Hare Kirtan and Hare Katha, right? and worshiping the Lord with great devotion and love. So, who's going to come out on Sankirtan tomorrow? Okay, very good. Daniel? Okay, very good. Very good. Very good. Anybody else? Any ladies want to come out on Sankirtan? Okay, Yamuna. All the hands should have gone up after what I just read. Because Sankirtan Yagya is recommended path by which one can attain liberation from the cycle of birth and death in the age of Kali and help others also. The Sankirtan Yagya, this movement is called Sankirtan movement. It's not the stay-at-home movement. It's the Sankirtan movement. We should all be enthusiastic about going out on Sankirtan. Right? As Srinivas Kasam said, I promise to go once a month. Well, it's become once every 4 months. So, right? But Sankirtan, if you don't go out on Sankirtan, you'll never be able to understand Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Because all the realizations happen when you go out on Sankirtan. You put your life on the line to spread this movement, to help others. So you should think carefully about this. Otherwise, you might be wasting your time. You never want to waste your time, because that's the most precious thing we have. Okay, so we want to thank everyone for being generous and helping Radha and Krishna purchase this farm in Auburn, Black Diamond. Now I would like Srinivas Kasam and Srivas Thakur to come forward, Srivas Gauranga to come forward. Read the names of the people who donated. Srivas was one of the main collectors for this farm, as well as Srinivas.
Okay, Hare Krishna. So we want to thank and recognize all the donors who contributed to this project of purchasing a new farm, which is the permanent shelter for the cows in Seattle. So we have about 40 to 50 donors who helped in a great way. So His Grace Harivilas Prabhu, 20,000. So every time we raise funds, whether during Janmashtami time or any festival or any project, it's impossible to match or beat with Harivilas Prabhu's donation. So during Janmashtami time, I think 40,000 Prabhu? The mortgage, when we raise funds for 51,000, yeah. When we paid off mortgage, 51,000, yeah. Okay.
Okay, next one is Srinivas Kasam Prabhu. He's our big donor. So he paid 35,000. Hare Krishna.
Senthil Prabhu, 15,000. Damodar Prasad Prabhu and family, 10,600. Anandram Prabhu and family, 10,000. Daniel, 10,000. Anonymous, 9,000. Yashod Dulal Das, 11,000. Aniruddha Mukhopadhyay and Bhagyalakshmi, 5,400. Bharti and Manoj Raheja, 5,000. Anonymous, 5,000. Chaman Sahu, 5,000. Anonymous 5,000. Chaman Sahu 5,000. Satyanarayan Reddy 5,000. Radhika Gopinath Das 5,000. Dilip Nayak 5,000. Sriram and Divya 5,000. Raseshwar Prabhu 5,000. Narhari Priya Prabhu 5,000. Prasanna and Krishna Gundi Meda Prabhu 5,000. Nishant 5,000. Brajakrupa Prabhu 3,500. Abhishek Jajodia 3,000. Meenal and Pankaj Chopde 3,000. Srinivas Gopal Das 2,000. Sudhakar and Swati 2,000. Nitin Majumdar 2,000. Rabindra Das 2,000. Subhash Dulani 2,000.
Anju and Priya 2001. Radha Nilmadava Devi Dasi Mataji 2001. Krishna Murli Prabhu and family 2001. Sundar Pasupati Prabhu and family 2001. Vidyasagar Prabhu and family 2000. Ramesh Chand Prabhu and family 2000. Raj Prabhu and Boeing 2000. Arun Rangachari Prabhu 2000. Ramesh Chand Prabhu 2000. Ram Raghav Prabhu $1,111. Amit Prabhu and family 1,100. Joypal Prabhu 1,008. Suresh Babu 1,000. Siddharth Gopal Prabhu 1,000. Arvind and Deepali 1,000. Chakrapani Prabhu and Josna Mataji 1,000. Quran 1,000. Muthu Hemlata 1,000. Gupta Prabhu 1,000. Mahesh $751. Robi Gobind Prabhu 500. Arun Lakshmanan Prabhu 500. Jitendra Lad 500. Nalini and Rabi Prabhu 500. Arindam Basu 401. Rajesh Prabhu 251. Partho Chouhani Prabhu 251. Sasidhar Prabhu 251. Navakeshwari Mataji 250.
So we forgot to announce earlier one important donation. Don Prabhu 10,000. Dhanshri Mataji from Bellevue 200. Rakesh Patnaik 1,000. Krishna and Radha Adepalli 350. Yeah, that's it.
We want to give a special thanks to everyone for helping us out. Wait a minute, you forgot. Did you mention Puja?
How much did
She gave $5,000. Yeah. Okay, so Puja Mataji gave $5,000. Yeah. We really want to thank everyone. This is a great step forward for us. And we will, I'll tell a little story. It's a true story. First of all, one person came to me today, and out of the blue, they handed me $5,100. And I said, Prabhu, did I ask you for this money? He said, no. He said, actually, yes. I said, yes, I don't remember. He said, no, you can't remember. Last night I had a dream, and you appeared in my dream and asked me for this money. It's a true story. And I didn't know I could do that, you know. I wish I asked for more, you know. But see, this is what's being talked about here, that when you take up Krishna consciousness very seriously, and at the same time protect cows, respect brahmanas, women, children, elderly persons, all types of wonderful things begin to happen. It's very mysterious how it happens. Actually, it's not mysterious, it's by Krishna's mercy. So if you want to really be successful in this life, materially and spiritually, you must take up Krishna consciousness, practice it with all sincerity, and at the same time, be interested in cow protection and associating with the cows. That's why we have this farm. There's one lady that comes to the farm every day and brings food that she has to prepare for the cows. She sprouts rice, she sprouts dals, and she crushes gur or jaggery, mixes it up, and every day she'll bring a big bowl of it, and she specifically feeds the cows. Okay, we forgot Damodar Hari Prabhu, $7,500. And Devendra Prabhu, $750. And if for any reason we forgot anyone else, please let us know. We want to thank everyone. So, this cow protection is essential, and many people are coming to the farm in Redmond on a regular basis to feed the cows. They're asking us to bring the cows for house blessings, or when they buy a new house. We've done at least 10 or 11 of them, and it's increasing. Different temples are asking us to bring the cows for their yagyas and performances. So you see, this is a very special thing, that we have an urban farm. And some years ago, I promised Radha Nila Madhava, Mrs. Bharadwaj, that I would, she kept saying, you have to open a temple on the south side, in Kent or Renton or somewhere, you know, it's too far for us to come all the time. I said, okay, I promise you I'll do it. But I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. Opening a temple is a little complicated. And while I was looking for this farm, I looked for a long time on the internet, and all of a sudden one day, I was getting a little bit hopeless. All of a sudden one day, the only farms I could find were like too far away, you know, and that were affordable. All of a sudden one day, I saw a farm in Auburn, and I immediately called up Srinivas Kasam. I said, Prabhuji, we have to visit this farm right away. He said, okay. He made an appointment. We went to see the farm, and it met all the requirements. It wasn't too far away, and I could also satisfy the promise I made to Radha Nila Madhava by opening up a small temple there. And it was ideal because it has 3 houses, 2 barns, and 10 acres of fenced and cross-fenced fields. It has unlimited water, and there's green grass all year round for the cows. You know. Also, this fits into the long-term plan that I've had of opening the Bellevue Temple. And in the Bellevue Temple, we'll not only have a temple and a school, but we'll also have the first Varna Shram Dharma college in the United States, where we will teach people how, in advanced studies in the Varnas, the Kshatriya, the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, and then Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. This is important because Prabhupada wanted this, and secondly, it's a major step forward in reorganizing society to become peaceful, happy, opulent, and God-conscious. This is the ultimate plan, is to reorganize the entire society, if not in the whole United States, at least in Seattle, in the state of Washington, for making spiritual advancement according to the scientific Varnashram Dharma system. And in modern times, it's called Daiva Varnashrama. So this will be a big thing. with advanced education, you establish a generational culture of Krishna consciousness. From cradle to death, if people are educated and the principles are maintained throughout life, it creates a happy, peaceful, stable, opulent, and spiritually advanced society. And that is our goal. Okay, well, thank you again. And we look forward in the new farm. Thank you, Prabhu. We look forward in the new farm to have many, many festivals, a retreat center, farm, and a small temple. Hare Krishna. Okay, so while I was speaking, we also received some more donations. Haribol.
So Devendra Tiwari Prabhu and family, 2,500. Ram Mukund Prabhu and family, $1,000. Radhananda Prabhu and family, 1,000.
The reason we're continuing to collect more funds is because the first thing we have to do for the protection of our cows is to establish a legal dairy. That's going to cost at least $60,000 to do that. A legal dairy is extremely important. We have to meet all health regulations, and that basically means we have to build a clean room. Clean room means an antiseptically clean room where the cows are milked, and an antiseptically clean room where the milk is put into bottles or kept refrigerated. So that's a big priority of ours in this new place. And it has the building and the infrastructure to do that. So, and Janavatsal Prabhu is very excited to do this. He's standing back there smiling right now. He can't wait. We want to create a 5-star hotel for our cows. You know. It's not going to be easy because there are other dairies that do that. You know, but we don't want to become a commercial dairy. We want to simply be able to supply the needs of our community, which is growing all the time. And there's a new community that's going to develop in the Renton, Kent, Covington, Tacoma, Auburn, Puyallup area. Because our farm is only maximum half an hour from every one of those places. So thank you very much. And now we will continue with Kirtan. If anyone would like to say something, they're welcome to speak. Anyone would like to? Radhika Gopinath, you'd like to say something? Yes, come forward.
We have one more donation. Ravindra Singh, $1,000. And also, we wanted to, actually Lakshmi Mataji wanted to express her gratitude, on behalf of the entire congregation towards Krishna Prasthai Mataji, who dedicates a lot of her time serving the cows at the farm. Lakshmi Mataji, you want to say a few words? And also Garuda Prabhu, Suresh Baba Prabhu, who is, of course, without Jnanotsal Prabhu, nothing moves. So these are the 4 people who dedicate a lot of their time at the farm. Lakshmi Mataji wanted to say a few words for Krishna Prasthai Mataji. Come, Mataji.
Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So thank you for the opportunity to say a few words.
Sorry, the last announcement. Harivallabh Prabhu and family 2001.
Actually, over 1,000 people come to this temple and we only heard about 100 people's names. So there are other people, hidden gems, who are willing to contribute but haven't made up their mind. So they should come forward. Like there is one gentleman standing right there. Just a little joke, it's okay. So, cow protection is not new. It has been there since the days of Prabhupada. However, what has happened is, over the years, the energy that is devoted to cow protection has actually gradually come down. So recently there was this one Prabhu who stayed in New Talavan farm for about a year, Nitya Gaura Prabhu. He came actually to Seattle and he visited His Grace Harulas Prabhu's farm to learn. So in addition to being just a cow protection hub, our temple is also becoming a sort of a university to teach other people on how to protect cows, because the theory and practice vary widely. You could say, yes, I want to protect a cow, and then you buy a cow, then you don't know what to do. You don't know how to milk, you don't know what to do with the cow dung. So it takes a lot of experimentation initially to take care of the cows, and that knowledge doesn't come overnight, it takes time, right? Just like if you look at Harvard University, which was established in 1700s, it has taken how long? 300 years for it to be the #1 university, right? In the same way, what we are doing now will set the basis and the foundation for the next 300, if not 9,500 years. Our movement is only available for 9,500 years left. 10,000 years, this is the Sankirtan movement by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 500 years, 526 years have already passed. So the clock is ticking, tick, 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 very little time left. And only in this 9,500 years, anybody who protects the cows will get some benefit. After that, it is basically machine gun type lifestyle. You know, Kali Yuga will progress very deeply. So whatever you are doing right now is the foundation for education for the future generations. So it is not just like taking care of a cow right now. So when you give $5,000 now, for example, it is worth $500,000 in the future, because that foundation is being laid right now. So, you know, I know you gave some, I also gave a little bit, but continue to do this so that we have more farms, so that we have this educational system established for future generations. Like, you know, big businessmen come and they give $50 million contribution to Harvard University. And when you ask them, why are you giving so much? We want to protect the future, right? They have this vision that education is important. The same way, when you donate whatever amount, that is helping the future generation. Your grandkids will benefit from that education, not you alone, right? I mean, you are the pioneers, so to say. We are only a 50-year-old movement, and whatever you do will actually set the stage for the next 9,500 years. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah, I would like to, Lakshmi Mataji is going to speak. I would like to just say 2 words about Krishna Rastaya, Janavatsal Prabhu, and Garuda, and Suresh. They have done a tremendous job protecting the cows. They're always thinking about them. Krishna Prastaya has become a super expert in healing diseases of the cow, just using natural herbs. Previously, we were calling the veterinarian. Every time he comes, it costs $600, and he always prescribes antibiotics and chemical drugs that have to be injected into the body of the cow. Krishna Prastaya now has come up with a system of using simply Ayurvedic herbs and natural herbs that we grow at the farm, and clay, and of course chanting Hare Krishna, And she's getting better results than the antibiotics. Better results. And I'm not kidding. So, then Mataji.
So also, if you have not seen the farm in person, we're going to visit this farm this Sunday, 12 o'clock. So if you want to join, please come here and we all can carpool and go visit. I know most of us have gone and seen multiple times, but if you have not seen, please come this Sunday, 12 o'clock. Okay?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I know you don't like to so many glorifications. This is my heartfelt thanks to you from the whole congregation, from Sri Sri Radhanila Madhava. This morning when I read that WhatsApp message sent by Srinivas Kasam Prabhu through someone else, Anamika Mataji, I think. And then when I read that, the first person who I felt, where you got the genes from, the roots are very strong. That is your father, His Grace, Harivilas Prabhu. And until now, Srivas Gauranga Prabhu and Srinivas Kasam Prabhu acknowledged the people who have donated their donation towards the farm. But this lady, it's, I cannot tell, as Harivilas Prabhu already mentioned, I seen with my eyes. Like one day she called when Lalita gave the birth, where can I find a fresh turmeric? Because she wants to heal the naturally. All of us thinks about all the time ourselves. Recently when I went to the farm, she is doing the sprouts for the cows, all kind of sprouts in that big bin. The nutritional values for the cows so they can nourish nicely and they can give more milk and their health will be good. In Telugu they say that, but I don't know how to convert that into English. But wholeheartedly, today, if I don't, we don't, not I, sorry, I am nothing. From Sri Sri Radhanila Madhava, we don't recognize your service. The way you serve, just like your father. We are thankful to Sri Sri Radhanila Madhava and Srila Prabhupada and your father, His Grace, Harivilas Prabhu. All glories to your service. Thank you.
Also, we want to give special thanks to Madhava Chandra Prabhu, who had the determination to engage with me in beginning the cow protection program. It was a big step for him. Of course, he comes from a family that was taking care of cows. He had experience, and it was very good experience. And he was willing to invest his money to buy raw land and make investment in the barn also to house the cows. So I have a great debt of gratitude to him for doing that. I want to thank him very much. I think we all should. All should recognize his sacrifice. And also, there is, who else was it? Yes, Suresh Prabhu. Suresh Babu is unfortunately going back to India. Fortunately, maybe for him, unfortunately for us. So we want to wish him a very, very successful time in India, and perhaps he can come back again. Yeah. Would you like to say something? Would you like to say something?
Come.
We're not going to get married.
Take the blessing.
Thank you.
I just want to say it's I'm literally feeling embarrassed. But I did very little to the cows and compared to what has been done by Harivilas Prabhu or started by Madhavchand Prabhu. And we forgot to mention one person's name, that is Parijat Mataji. I saw her like it's it's rain or shine or during the toughest winter time. She always used to come by 7 o'clock, wash the milk bottles, feed the cows, and she's one unsung, or means literally people don't see her because she comes very early in the morning and leaves after that. So I wish I could do some very grain of a minute service, 1% of what she can do, or micro percent of what she can do, or what she has been doing. So that's one person. And second one we missed due to some unfortunate incident is Cody. He served for a few months, but I have seen the dedication and commitment from him. Like I don't know why my name came out. I doesn't I doesn't deserve any credit to what others are doing. So maybe it's a misconception. But I would like to thank Satyavak Prabhu. He was my colleague in T-Mobile project along with Divya Mataji. And because of him only I started coming to the temple and got the association of Madhav Prabhu. And though I am not a qualified Vaishnava as you are, I don't do any of the service or any of the spiritual or devotional activities you guys are doing. So, but even then Madhav Prabhu let me to stay in his farm, so I thank him as well. And from Harivilas Prabhu, I started going for Kirtan and I learned the selfless service what all Prabhus are doing. So it's a great learning experience for me. I hope I will continue this in future and be a nice Vaishnava like you all. I wish I will be a good Vaishnava like you. So I am not at all anything right now. So I would like to thank you one and everyone for letting me part of your group. And one person I would like to mention here is, I am not naming each and every one, but one special person I want to mention here is Satish Prabhu. he is a real motivator for me to do one thing. He pushes me very hard, and like the fruit fasting, whatever I am doing, I am eating 2 times a day and some cooked peanuts and vegetables. But he is the one at least motivated me, saying that hey, we can do it. And they are eating only once in a day, but at least I am taking 2 times. But the motivation comes from him for all the key activities, like the kind of energy he gets when washing the dishes. Yeah, it's impeccable. So sorry, I don't want to take much of your time, but thank you Harivilas Prabhu, Tarak Prabhu, one and all. Like especially when cow service comes, yes, it is I saw from Madhav Prabhu, then Garuda Prabhu, then Harivilas Prabhu, and then Parijat Mataji, Krishna Vaishnav Mataji. It's especially Janavatsal Prabhu and Cody. So these are the people I remember always, and hopefully I will be associated. Who is that from? Yes, always it is good to have a tough neighbor aside, who always keeps you on your toes to do good. But one point here I want to say, nobody is bad. It is the situation which drives the people little off the track. And there were little faults from our side, I have to confess and say. The cows went to her side, and which really irritated her and brought out the original nature of her outside. So so I wish she will somehow associated to a spiritual journey being besides the ahimsa means ahimsa or goloka form. She will get some essence of it, and she will eventually be a nice devotee and nice friend for everyone. So, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So finally, we want to thank Namavrata Prabhu and Damodar Prasad Prabhu for going, and Vidyasagar Prabhu for going through all the paperwork, dealing with the bank. It's a big headache. And closing on time, there was a little fear that we might not be able to close on time. There was so many complications. They had to do a lot of work to get through those complications. Thank you very, very much. We should really thank them. And also, we all maintained our strength to do all this work because of the wonderful prasadam, real prasadam, cooked and offered to Krishna by Rasavati Devi Dasi. Without that prasadam, we would not have had the energy to do this. So, thank you very much. Let's have some prasadam now, and please be part of the cow protection program, not only donating to it. We want to thank everyone that takes the milk, and hopefully the milk will increase in the future. We get about 17 gallons a day now, sometimes 18 gallons a day. We hope to grow our herd to at least 35 to 40 cows at the new facility. So we should go up to maybe 30, 35 gallons a day. And when you associate with these cows, these are very friendly cows. It's like associating with a member of your family. They're very affectionate. They're like children in a sense. So it's very psychologically soothing to come and see the cows, to pet them, to see how they react to you. They're very personal. Thank you very much. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving us this opportunity to engage in Sanatan Dharma, Varnashram system, and Krishna consciousness. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hari Bol. Okay, we have a big feast downstairs. Please take prasadam.